Leoman, can you hear me? Leoman, can you see me? Because here's your super chat. Here's your super chat. Woo, woo, woo. Here's your super chat. Here's your super chat. Woo, woo, woo. What's up, guys? So this is Sunday. So this is your first time watching one of our live shows. You might be really confused. But Leoman usually waits till well after our first hour of a show before he lays down the $5 super chat. He apparently was wanting us to start the show singing. So there you go, Leoman. A little twist on your own super chat song. There you go. What's going on? I got the countdown from my sister Binky. What up, Binky? But yeah, it's Sunday live haul with LD Pink Panther, aka Vikki, aka Victoria, aka my fiance. What's up?
Nothing.
I got a present day before yesterday from Vikki.
Mm-hmm.
We went to, what was it, at Walgreens, I think?
Yes.
We were at Walgreens, and they had these cute little, like, I'm not a plush person. I don't like toys like that. But they had these adorable little, like, Halloween ones, and they had, like, Dracula, Frankenstein. What else did they have?
A bat.
A bat, and they're, like, these little squishy, they're called Squishmallows. Guys, look at this. She brought one home for me. It's a cute little, look how cute he is, a little Frankenstein. He's like, they're like squishy. They're not like regular plushes. It's like they're, I don't know what's inside.
I want to go back and get a bat one for me.
But look how cute he is. Look at his little bolts, his cute little bolts right here. He's got his little stitches, and he's a little smiley guy, and he's real soft and squishy.
And now I have something to occupy my hands.
Yeah, because she's always fidgeting.
Fidgeting and touching things.
Always fidgeting. Anyway, also, Vikki took her contacts out last night, so now she can't see, so she's not going to be able to see her questions. I told her, like, don't spend the whole thing going like this, because
I'm like Mr. Magoo.
You're probably not going to be able to.
For all you old people like us, you'll get the Mr. Magoo reference. If you're under 35, forget it. You don't know what I'm talking about. But, yeah, I just can't see anything. I took my contacts out last night, and I didn't put any in today. You know, so every once in a while, you got to give your eyeballs a rest.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And if anybody, as I just said, Binky is my sister. She came to visit back in April for my birthday, so she was on a couple shows then. And yes, I am super jealous of the homemade pumpkin seeds, roasted pumpkin seeds. I hate pumpkin. Like, I don't like pumpkin pie. Not into it. But pumpkin seeds, when done right.
You're not a basic white girl. You don't like pumpkin spice everything right now.
Well, I mean, it's just I don't like pumpkin.
No Uggs, no pumpkin spice lattes.
I mean, for other reasons, I'm not much into the Uggs, but as somebody asked, I think that they got a mod deleted their comment, but in the last show they said, "What was it? Why is that one girl dressed like a man?"
Yes,
because I like it. Anyway, but yeah, I'm not into pumpkin pie. Like, I have never liked pumpkin pie, and I remember this is how ridiculous it is. You know, like you have those moments that happen when you're really young. They like just because you're so young, they like stick in your mind forever. So one of my earlier memories is like being in kindergarten. So I'm 5 years old, and it was.
You told me this.
Yeah, it was Thanksgiving, and everybody got their own little pumpkin pies, and they're just these cute little pumpkin pies, and everybody got their own one. And I remember being so sad because I didn't like pumpkin pie, so I wasn't going to eat it. So I just didn't get to have a pie, and it was traumatizing, you guys.
I'm sorry.
It shaped the rest of my life.
Pumpkin pies, I could maybe have one piece around the holidays, but
Picky Pan says pumpkin pie equals poo-poo in a crust. I agree. Yes, Debbie Porter, apple pie for the win. Now, apple pie when I was a kid, that was my favorite pie. I'm okay. Like I won't pick that out now. Now I really love. I love cherry pie. I love lemon meringue pie.
I love lemon.
I love key lime pie. My dad's favorite is cherry. So like for my dad's birthday, he always gets a cherry pie. My mom makes him a cherry pie. Our friend had also made me cherry pie for my birthday this year, and I used to get cheesecake for my birthday.
Yep.
See, Regs, Sandy can tell that I'm traumatized. It's hard, you guys. It's hard. It's really hard.
It was rough.
It's hard to talk about these things. Thanks for what's up with that sigh?
I don't know.
Anyway, yeah, key lime's good. Plus, my lips are kind of chapped right now, and I have this awesome eBay branded chapstick that I got at eBay Open, and it's with the old logo on it. And it's really good because it's lime flavored. It kind of tastes like key lime pie.
It's like those lip smackers when you were a kid.
It tastes really good.
Bonnie Bell lip smackers. It'd taste like watermelon or strawberry or root beer.
Tastes really good.
Yeah, yummy.
Mary berry pie, delicious.
Mary berry pie is yummy. I had that last year.
Boston cream, I'm not really into like the cream pies, like the pudding. To me, it's just like a lot of those.
Putting it across.
It's like that's boring to me. That's boring.
Yummy.
That's boring. I love me a good key lime pie is really good. That's probably my favorite right now. That or cherry. You know, when you take a good key lime pie, when you take that first bite and you get like this weird little twinge in your jaw because it's got that real tartness to it.
Yeah.
And it goes, Wing! That's what it's like.
You're weird.
I like food, guys.
All right, seriously. Every show we're always talking about food.
People like pie and food.
People is weird.
Yeah, strawberry. I'm not so big into the strawberry rhubarb, but I do like rhubarb. I'm making a really amazing rhubarb crisp. I need to figure out how to get some rhubarb here in Vegas. I don't know. I might have to like have my sister like mail me some or something.
Check Whole Foods. I think we should be able to find some Whole Foods.
They might have it. But yeah, a rhubarb crisp is delicious. Delicious. Anyway. Somebody, Heather saying that I totally use my lip smackers chapstick if my girls, if the 3-year-old didn't eat the stick that one day.
That's fine.
Black market rhubarb. Exactly, Jessica. Exactly. Anyway, we have lots of good stuff to share with you guys today. I think we both had like a really good sales week. Like Q4 is kicking. It's kicking.
It's hopping.
Now today has been a little bit slower, but we were talking about this earlier, and I said, yeah, but it's that EKG chart, and it's like as we're going to the fourth quarter, it's not like it's just going to be up, 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 up. You're still going to have those dips. It's just that they're going to be at a higher level. And so I think that's definitely true when we look at our numbers. And we're bringing a new feature in this for this show. That I think we're going to try just talking about our numbers because we don't usually just do like we are.
What? Like what? What's our new feature?
No, we usually just do like here's the highlights of our sales for last week. Here's the highlights of the things that we sourced. And I was like, why don't we actually give like actual numbers a little bit so that just to kind of I guess I don't know whatever people like to hear that kind of stuff. I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, so I think it'll be good. Yeah, Lorna agrees. This weekend hasn't been too bad at all.
Yeah, I'm having a good day today so far, but Friday and Saturday were both decent, but they were much lower than every other day for like the last 10 days for me. So
it's just the way it
down
goes.
A little bit, still overall up very.
It's just the way it goes, guys. But we have lots of, and I actually had to go sourcing a couple of different days because when I went on Thursday, I actually didn't get like a whole lot of, I didn't get enough. Usually I get enough. I talked about this in the last show. The problem is it's because I list everything so quickly. When I do have a down day, I have to go back out again because I don't have enough stuff to list. But I went out again yesterday and found some more awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Anyway, Dana says my weekend was crap.
But that means your week is going to be good.
Yep, that means your week's going to be good. Sorry. Yeah, pretty much. Melissa Carver says I haven't had a single sale today at all. It's coming. I'm telling you, it's coming. It's coming. So do you want to jump into what? Well, let's talk about, so we got our new little feature here.
All right.
Okay, so basically we just went and looked at our last 7 days on eBay and our last 7 days on Etsy. And it's funny because so often when we look at numbers and stuff like that, even though Vikki and I sell different stuff, a lot of times we're like really close to the same. Like I'll be like, oh, how many things do you have to ship out? And she'll be like 9. And I'll be like, I have 9. Yeah. It's like it happens all the time. We're very similar when it comes to numbers.
So we did our last 7 days and we are within $100 of each other. Yeah. It's so weird.
I will say that I think my cost of goods is probably a little higher than hers, a little higher just because I tend to spend more per item.
I'm cheap.
Yeah, she's really cheap. Although this time around, you probably spent more on shipping, and yeah, usually you spend more on shipping. I might spend more on cogs, but anyway. So for the last 7 days on eBay, I had 44 sales for a total of $2,280, so $2,280. Now I do all free shipping, so all of that's going to include my shipping costs. So I'm not separating that out. That's just the gross number. And we didn't separate out our cogs, but we thrifted.
You guys
everything.
Watch us, so you kind of know that we're not paying tons of money for anything that we sell. I think so. You can get a general idea.
I still spent like at least a few $100 on those 44 items.
Sure. We just did it last minute, so I didn't have time to go down and figure out cost of goods on a ton of items.
So if you like this feature, next time around we'll try to like get a basic idea of what our cogs were, but let's just assume we probably spent a few $100 each on on our goods that we did. So 44 sales for $2,280. Etsy, I just had 2 sales for $180. So total for the 7 days, it was 46 sales for $2,460. And so for me, that's a good week. Like, you know, that I would like to year round be able to average $8,000 a month in my sales. And then in fourth quarter, I want to be able to break. I think one time last year I broke 10,000.
Yeah, I broke 10 and 12 a couple of times last year. So maybe I will again this year. Who knows?
I'd like to see November and December between Etsy and eBay. I want to be able to break 10,000 both of those months. Okay, so what was your last?
So for me, I've been blowing out a lot of old stuff. So I have a deep sale on a lot of things. So I actually have more sales items sold, but lower average sale price, which is not the average. Usually for me, my average sale price has been hovering around $38 to $40 in general. But this is not the case right now. So I had 68 sales on eBay in the last 7 days for $2,244. I had 2 Etsy sales for $110. So it was a total of 70 sales for $2,350.
Yeah, so I'm like exactly $110 higher. But again, our cost of goods. So next time around, usually when we you'll see sometimes on Mondays, we'll put our numbers up of what our weekend sales were.
Right. We tend to do that on Instagram, and we do put our cost of goods, shipping, gross, and then bottom line. So we not always, but we do often do that on Mondays. I've been doing it probably a little longer than Katie, and Katie started jumping in a few months ago too, doing that. So
and your ROI usually tends to come out a little better than mine because of stuff like that. But anyway, so it's really interesting. Somebody was saying that we should have a competition who makes the most to figure out a surprise. And that's the thing though, it's so hard to like really, I don't know.
Because we're so different. You know, we tend to do that anyway.
Yeah, like we've talked about it before, we're not very competitive when it comes to sales. We're more competitive when it comes to sourcing. Like, because I think once we already have the stuff, we're both excited if we're getting good sales. Like I don't like it when she's getting bad sales or vice versa or whatever. I'd rather we both are like really excited about great sales. But when it comes
when we're neck and neck.
Yeah. When it comes to sourcing though, that's when it's like, it's on like Donkey Kong. Like I want to like get all the good stuff.
And then she likes to rub it in my face when she gets something.
I don't rub it in your face, but I only get men's clothing anyway. So you can get all kinds of cool. I like it when you find cool stuff within yours. So anyway, so those are our numbers for the week. Etsy's creeping up for me. I'm really excited to hit like my first.
I had another Etsy sale today. So I've had 3 this week. I'm super excited. I'm up to just under 400 listings on Etsy now. So thank you, Dana. I'm at like 390. It was 398 yesterday, and then I had to end a couple that sold on eBay. So it's like 395, 396 now. So I'm excited. I'm actually starting to see it. I'm starting to see that I've had, 5 sales in the last couple of months.
Yep, I have 3.
It's working.
I have a couple of items I'm sending out for Etsy. Here's another thing. I'm experimenting with promoted listings on Etsy, which is a little bit scarier because you're just paying for clicks. So with eBay, it's like you only pay if you sell the item, but then you're paying whatever percentage you pick. On Etsy, you're basically paying per click. And so very cute. You're paying per click. So like I did actually sell something yesterday with the promoted listings. But I haven't sold anything else since I sold that thing yesterday. So it's like my costs keep creeping up and I'm like, ooh, am I going to sell something else? So I'm trying it for a little bit. We're going to see how it goes and I'll report back maybe next week about how it goes for the week. But anyway, let's get into our sales.
Yeah, let's talk about sales.
Yeah.
I can't really read the chat very
well. I know,
well.
she's looking at it like she's going to like somehow just.
And yes,
I think if you widen your head.
I do need to have some cute glasses. I do have glasses, but I've got to tell you, they're like several prescriptions old and they're not flattering. So I never wear them.
Yeah, Allison says it's not competition, but I do remember that item you told me not to buy? Well, I sold it for a huge profit.
Yeah, we both do that to each other for sure.
Well, what I do though, usually what happens is like I will if I see something first that I know she'll want to sell, like hard good that I don't normally source. Then of course if she sells it, I have to make a really big deal about how like I'm responsible for this.
Yes, you're welcome. She wants me to say thank you all the time. And yeah, why do I look so short? Well, I am a lot shorter.
Oh wait, because I put my chair up. This is why.
Her chair is up. I am like almost 6 inches shorter than Katie. So.
Hey guys,
that's part of it.
What's going on?
Now you look like a dwarf.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, here we go, guys. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen, and we're going to get right into showing our sold highlights for the week.
Okay.
We're going to start with you, Vikki.
Sure. So I don't talk about Plush all the time, but I do like Plush. I don't like necessarily to sell the plush that I pay $2 for and sell for $15, but I do like to sell some plush that are in the higher, you know, $30, $40, $50, $60 range and pay a couple bucks. I mean, who doesn't, right? But so this is one that I did show on one of our hauls a few weeks ago.
I'm baking.
He sold pretty fast.
I'm baking.
He wasn't even up for 2 weeks. And it just rolled into a sale that I had already listed, since now there's no 14-day wait. So it sold for $47.36, and that's it. It was really cheap. He weighs under a pound, so it was free shipping, but it was like under $5 to ship. He talks. He says, "I'm baking.
I'm baking."
I paid about $3 for it.
I did want to show something really quick with this bacon. Oh, and Makeup by KCGE says, I'm new to reselling. I'm fairly new to your channel, but I've been binge watching your videos this past week, and I love you both. Your personalities and hustle motivate me. Awesome.
Oh,
thank you so much. Thank you so much, Casey.
That was really sweet.
We want to entertain you guys, and we also hope that we do motivate you. But I wanted to point something out with this bacon plush, because when Vikki sent me the link to it, you know how this new thing where it shows you like listings that are currently up. So right here, so look at this. So here's the same bacon dude, and this is a new one. They've got a couple available. It's actually selling for a couple dollars. It's only selling for like $2 more, but because you sold yours for how much was it, like 48 or something like that?
Yep.
Anyway, but I wanted to point out this person has economy shipping, whereas Vikki, so let's see, does it say when it'll get to you? Yeah, estimated on or before Monday, October 22nd, which that is literally 8 days from now. That's quite a while. Whereas when you look at Vikki's, it says fast and free on or before Thursday, October 18th. So you really want to be careful about your shipping, because when there's only a difference of $1 or $2, they're going to pick the one that has the better shipping policy. I'm telling you guys. Anyway,
oh my God, Gretchen has an awesome idea. We totally need to do that at some point and have somebody film us. Maybe next time Lorna is out here, or Teresa when she stays with us. That would be fun.
We get 30 minutes to race through.
30 minutes, 5 items.
Here's the okay, guys. Listen, I love the idea. However, because I limit myself so much to what I buy, Vikki. No, just listen. Vikki, hands down, is gonna beat me. I mean, we can do it. It's just not going to be that fun, because Vikki will always beat me in a sourcing competition at a single store because of the types of things that she gets. It's just going to happen. So
but what if we limit it to one category? Each person has one category, 30 minutes, 5 items, 1 to 2 categories, something like that. And then you look at average ROI and who has the best stuff. I think we can work with that.
I like the idea.
That, Gretchen. It's a good idea.
But I feel like maybe like I could film you and somebody else who sources similar types of items or sources everything, and then let you guys. I'm just telling you, it might be a little boring if it's me, because it's like it's so easy to go into a store and have there be like only a jacket or 2, or I just thought I'm not versatile enough to make a 30-minute competition work. I'm serious, man. Now, if we like let you loose in the store and Lorna in the store, and you got 30 minutes and you guys just got to go ham on it, it's like that would be fun, and I would be able to film it. See, so it could work. Anyway, all right, my first one here. I posted this on Instagram. These shoes are so awesome. I'm a size 8.5 men's, so had they been my size, I totally would have just kept them. I was really tempted to keep them anyway, just to have them on display. But I just went ahead and priced them kind of high. And I've had them for a little while, but seriously, guys, look at how awesome these Jaws shoes are. And they usually sell at this price or a little bit even higher if they come in their box and everything, because it came in, this is a whole like collectible thing. So when they came in their box, along with, all the stuff that comes along with it, they were worth quite a bit. These are just by themselves, no box. And I sold them for $117. Like, how cool are these?
Now, this is one of those things I will say you're welcome, because she found these because I found a pair for her. Very similar. Untrue, guys. Ugh. Hold on a second. I'm going to stop the screen share right now.
Okay. When we were I think we were in Oregon, weren't we?
We were.
We were in Oregon. We went to a Burlington, and she she did find some Jaws shoes, and they were the same brand, and it was from the same series. But what they were just plain blue, and then on the back they have embroidered on them Jaws. Totally, she found them. I bought like, I think I bought like 6 or 7 or 8 pairs. I've sold like half of those. So yes, thank you. You are a wonderful goddess. You found those. These particular shoes, I was alone at a Burlington here in Vegas.
Yep.
And I was thrifting for, I was doing, I was doing, why is my mind that's also retail arbitrage for shoes. And I saw these, and believe me, I didn't need you finding those a couple months before to make me see these and want to get them. It's friggin' Jaws, one of my favorite movies of all time.
But if the roles are reversed, you could be damn sure.
No.
You're welcome.
It's different. It's totally different, you guys. It's totally different. Squeeze your stupid thing. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna go back to screen share. Neat. All right, so let's go to your next one.
All right, so this guy, not even particularly great looking. So all the older Rudolph stuff, even though it is still being made, and it's even being made by Walmart and sold at Walmart in the past few years, that has brought down the market a little bit on it, because the Rudolph Misfit stuff has definitely had a resurgence. But the stuff that's older, 90s and early 2000s, sells really, really well still. This particular guy would have sold a hell of a lot better had he been working. He was not working. So I paid $10 for this guy at a really divey little thrift store that Katie and I went to several months ago. He was listed for a while, but I knew he would sell right now in like fourth quarter. So I had him listed super high. They usually sell for around $200 or more when they're working. He does not work. I could not get him to work. But I paid $10. He sold for $110. He sold to somebody here in Nevada. So shipping was super cheap, even though he was big.
Yeah, very, very cool. Love it. Real quick, Melissa says that I'm good luck. She just got her first cha-ching of the day. Thanks. And she's thanking me for saying it's coming. I'm telling you, that's like every time Vikki says, she's like, oh, I haven't sold very much. I'm like, you still got the rest of the day. I tend to like to be positive, you know? Or as Teresa says, positive Polly. And Teresa says that she bought a ton of the Sperry Jaws shoes last fall. Did you find any of those really cool painted ones? Because I still have a couple pairs of the plain blue ones that just say Jaws on the back, and I like them. I kept one pair for myself, but those ones that are painted, I think, are awesome. Clark West Trading wants to know, are you both top sellers or higher? I mean, you mean like top rated seller? Yeah, we're both
top rated plus, I guess, which is the highest.
And we do the free returns and everything, so we get the discount and all that. So, anyway.
Lorna, if you don't get that Misfits train listed, I expect you're going to give it to me for Christmas this year. That's
get it listed, or you have to give it up,
or it's my gift. Because I will put it with my Misfits tree. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, Jessica Pagman, what's up? Okay, so my next one is this Pendleton wool board shirt. Now, I believe I shared this in the haul a while back, and this is the one I'm always talking about. This is the most of, as far as Pendleton wool shirts go, this is the most desired. And what makes it different is it's got the flaps for the pockets with no buttons, as you can see. It also has the looped collar. Here, I'll show you here. You can see this little loop right here. And then also at the bottom, I don't know if you can really see it very well in the pictures. At the bottom, it doesn't have tails. It goes straight. The hem is straight all the way around. I'm doing a round motion with my hand, even though you can't see me. Anyway, and this is a vintage shirt. Although not, this is, I think, I put 90s in it because it's made in the US, but it's not one of the old school ones from
with the little
the 60s or
logo thing.
Yeah, with the Woolmark thing. So this one was 90s. If this was actually from like the 60s, I probably could have sold it more for like $150. I've been getting offers over the last couple of months on this, and then somebody finally offered $100, so I took the offer, $100, but I would not have gone below $100 on this, especially with this great size 3XL. But again, guys, if you find these board shirts and they're the even older ones, you wouldn't want to sell a 3XL for less than like $130, $140, because they are awesome. Anyway.
And look, did you see Noelle, Farm Girl Scavenger, is in the chat for the first time? Yay! Yep. I don't know if it's first, but it's close. Close up. She doesn't make it in here very often.
Oh, well, she was saying earlier, she was saying that I needed to get more versatile. Here's the thing is, though, like, I like having my niche. It definitely comes with some cons because I only sell men's clothing. you know, like I said, I can go into a thrift store and I might walk out with one item. Usually that doesn't happen, but it does happen sometimes. Whereas Vikki can go into, you know, a Savers and she can spend 2 hours and come out with a whole cart filled with stuff. So it definitely limits me sometimes, but I like focusing on one niche, and men are always going to be wearing clothes as far as I know. So it's really, so it's something I can focus on. And yes, as trends change, I will shift like the exact items that I get, but I like having this kind of a store. It works for me. All right, next one for you.
I showed this briefly in a haul a couple of weeks ago. Old electronics, vintage electronics sell very well for me. This was, I paid $6 for it, and I took an offer and sold it for $100. It shows $129, but I sold it for $100.
So crazy.
It was not super heavy. It actually is smaller than it looks. So it fit into a padded flat rate mailer because it's already packed in that box with styrofoam. So it was perfectly safe to ship it that way. There was nothing to get busted.
Mm-hmm.
So it's shipped for, you know, $6.90 in a padded flat rate mailer. But so yeah, I really like selling vintage electronics. I mean, it wasn't even listed for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
no, well, I don't like the hard goods. I don't want to do it. I have talked about possibly venturing out into vinyl, like old records and stuff, and having like a little section in my store that's like men's culture or whatever. So I have thought about doing that, but I really have no interest. My whole thing is I have to love what I'm doing and I have to have fun with it, and I just don't have fun sourcing and listing hard goods. So I'm just not going to do it, which is why for the most part, I don't source or sell pants because they get on my nerves. So I don't do it. So as long as I'm able to source stuff and I'm able to sell and make money, there's not really any incentive to branching out, but that's just the way it is for me. Vikki, you can't see it right now, but she is literally dancing with the little
I'm not dancing. He's dancing.
Well, he's dancing. You were making him dance. All right, guys, check out what I sold already. What? I just shared this. I think it was last week, wasn't it? I'm not a fan of competitions. Oh, I'm a fan of I like to compete.
Noelle says, "Can you put that wine into a song?"
Yeah. You know what, Gretchen? So because I see what she's responding to. Gretchen says, "Are there other YouTube resellers in your area? Maybe a competition of you two against 2 others and teams?" Yeah, I would totally be down with that. Like that kind of competition would be super fun because I think between the 2 of us, we would be able to. We'd annihilate the competition. Oh, I was gonna say we'd give them a run for their money. But apparently we would annihilate them. Yeah, I would totally be into doing that. I'm just, you know, I love competition. I just know that like the reality is that me selling men's clothing is not going to compete very well against somebody else who can buy some vintage thing for $2 and sell it for $500 or something like that. Anyway, so yeah, I showed this last week, this Artful Dodger hoodie. This is actually Vikki had pointed out that it was a Jay-Z brand, and I was like, I didn't know that, and then I went and looked up, and it's true. He didn't start the brand. He didn't start the brand, but he bought it. Right, he didn't start the brand, but he bought the brand, so it is owned by him. But this is just a really cool hoodie with a little butcher knife zipper thing. And I sold it. It was on sale, but sold it at my sale price, $83.99, and it was only up for like I think 2 or 3 days. So I love it. I still haven't sold my other Artful Dodger hoodie, but Vikki did have one that's listed. It hasn't sold yet, but we went and like I tweaked my title. Yeah, we worked out some different keywords for her to like tweak the title. So I'm hoping it'll sell soon, and we can be like, check it out.
But this is long. We're already half an hour in, and we haven't even made it through our solds.
Well, let's see. Do we have any complaints, guys? Are you guys upset about this? What's up? What's up? Tell us.
I'm complaining.
Vikki is crybaby pee-pee pants over here, and there's 130 of you watching, but only 23 thumbs up. So it seems like they're real mad about this right now. Anyway, let's go to the next one. I think you got a pretty good sale here.
Yeah, this was, again, one of those weird things to photograph, but I picked this up at a garage sale a few months ago, and I paid about $3 for it. It's a child's racing suit. So it actually, I sold it, took a best offer. I sold it for $120. It's used. I paid $3 for it. Apparently these things are ridiculously expensive, brand new. I bought it because it looked cool. And I knew it was worth more than $3, but it's not even in like
We got it at that house where it was that guy who used to be like
he was a racer
here in the 80s in Vegas.
So it was probably his kids or his grandkids.
Wasn't like Sanderson, like Jimmy Sanderson or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that was a good deal. It was, you know, $3 to $120. I'll take it.
Yeah. Sandy said interesting hanger. Yeah, this is like the this is like
pants hanger.
The pants hanger. This is like the challenge of trying to take pictures of jumpsuits.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a pain.
It worked.
Yeah. Yeah. Pam says Sparko is a great brand and it's
I did know that. I just wasn't sure. Like I didn't take time to look it up.
And it's a kid's one too. So it's like, I don't know,
exactly.
Is it gonna sell for as much? So
exactly. It was kids. So it wasn't like if it were adults, I would grab it no issue. And knowing this now, I'd still grab it for kids. But it was listed for a good 3 or 4 months, which I'm not disappointed in. $120 out of $3. I'll take that all day long. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. My next one, Patagonia Cinchilla Snap Tee Fleece. I showed this, was it last week or the week before? It's really, really recent. It was either last week or the week before. In this one, we were talking about how it's, you know, what do you say? It's like you got double branding or whatever. I know that's not like the right term for it, but anyway, this is so Patagonia Cinchilla, Patagonia Cinchilla. These Snap Tee fleeces. This is made in the U.S. They normally go, I mean, the ones that have the Southwestern print go for like a couple $100, $300. It's just crazy. But the black ones go well too. But this one also had Sun Microsystems embroidered into the sleeve there. And so I had this up, it wasn't even up a week, guys, and I sold it for $129.99.
I think Dana might be right. Co-branding.
Yeah, co-branding. That's
not double branding.
Yes, that's what I was trying to think of. Anyway, so I sold it for $130, y'all.
What'd you pay?
I paid, I don't know, maybe $6, $8. $130. So be on the lookout for any of these like Patagonia fleeces like this, especially if they're made in the US. But even the ones that aren't made in the US go for a lot. So, and the keyword Snap Tee. So
what made it a Snap Tee is that it snaps.
It's these snaps here. They
call
call
it zips.
Yeah, they call it Snap Tee. I don't know if it's like a branded thing just for Patagonia. It seems like the Patagonia ones always say Snap Tee. But yeah, and these specific ones that have like this little pocket here with like kind of the nylon cover on it. Yeah, like that. Those are the ones that are like really, really popular. And if you ever find one with the Southwestern print, you are in the money. So, all right, let's go to your next one. Ooh, this is one of your Etsy sales.
I had a nice Etsy sale. And I always say nice because, okay, so I have a bunch of vintage. I love vintage, you know, lingerie and house coats and things like that. This actually sold to Thailand for $60. I paid $3 for it. I actually purchased a big lot of clothing from another reseller, and I paid $3 an item is what it averaged out to with the shipping and everything. So I paid $3 for this. It sold for $60 on Etsy plus $23.50 for shipping because it went to Thailand. Now I also used pirate ship, and the actual shipping cost me something like $17. So I was pretty happy with that. That was a good sale. I'm loving my Etsy sales. I price my items higher on Etsy, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
It was a good one.
Very, very cool. All right, and then I have my one Etsy sale that I wanted to share, and this is now we always say like anytime you see these kind of rugby style long sleeve polo shirts, like these striped ones especially, grab them if you can, especially if they're good brands, like obviously like Polo Ralph Lauren, stuff like that's going to be a good brand. Actually, I sold one of those this last week as well. But this one is Reebok, and it's got Tetley's. And when I bought it, I don't really know what Tetley's is. It's a
tee, isn't it? A tee?
No, well, you had said that when I bought it, and actually it's not. I mean, I think there is a tee called Tetley's, but that's not what this is. I looked it up, and it turned out to actually be a brewery in the UK. That's been around for a long time. And so somebody in Canada actually bought this. And so they paid $59.99 for shipping, and then like another, I think it was like $15 is what
$59.99 for the purchase, not for shipping.
Sorry, not for shipping. $59.99 for the shirt, and then another like $15 or whatever for shipping because it was going to Canada. And again, I used the pirate ship simple export rate, and so I saved a few dollars there. But I was stoked. Yeah, I got like $75 for it.
See, I just showed my Etsy sale and talked Allison out of passing along the vintage nighties to me. She's like, oh, not for those prices. Forget that. I'm going to sell those myself.
Drummer says that they've had Tetley's beer, so cool. Anyway, so those are our solds. Let me stop the screen share here. Those are our solds.
Some highlights of our solds this week.
Highlights. You and your dancing. I regret allowing her to play with that because she's driving me batty.
Tough stuff.
Oh yeah, tough stuff. That's really what you were gonna say, Victoria.
Listen,
Victoria.
You can't swear and be monetized. I will keep my cussing to a minimum.
Yeah. Anyway, so those are our highlights of our sales. But again, anytime you guys want to follow along with the stuff that we're selling, the links to both of our stores are down below. I have the link to my Etsy store. I'm trying to think if I have your Etsy store in there.
I don't know.
But anyway, you can always look and see what we've been selling, so you can see what's up.
Sorry.
You were just like jumping. You're like, I gotta get some stuff. I'm ready to show some stuff on right now. I'm gonna grab it right now. Get it in my lap. I don't even care what's happening right now. I gotta get it right now.
Dial back on the caffeine, would you?
I'm drinking water. I don't know what you're talking about. Are you a little excited to share some stuff?
I'm just trying to move this puppy along here.
See, she's always trying to like make this go faster. And I'm like, you know what? Our friends are here hanging out with us and they're having a good time. Why are you trying to rush things, huh?
I'm not trying to rush things. I'm just trying to keep us on a schedule.
What schedule? Is the network going to shut us down?
The network.
Yeah. Anyway, so like I said, like we went to Savers together one day. We went to Savers separately, and then I went another day, and then you also went out and met up with a friend who used to do some selling, and you bought a bunch of stuff off of her. So we've got all kinds of different stuff going on today. Well, why don't you go ahead and see, Regs wants to know if you're in a hurry. 3 question marks, okay?
I'm not in a hurry. I just always feel like when we go way over an hour, which we always do, but I always feel like we're going to lose the audience because it's like.
Do you guys ever feel like we're going to lose
you? We usually don't, but I feel bad.
Then quit. What do you feel? They can turn it off at any time. They can come back later if they want. They can do anything they want. All right. Tell us about what you got.
So one of the things I did was I have a friend here in town that is a LuLaRoe distributor, or was a LuLaRoe distributor, right? So she had a bazillion. She has a whole room full of her LuLaRoe product. She's gotten out of the business. She doesn't sell it anymore. She made her money, and everything that she has there, she's trying to liquidate. Now, there are plenty of LuLaRoe sellers that are getting out of business and liquidating. But what was different about this is that her stuff hasn't been cherry-picked yet. She doesn't sell online. She has no interest in selling online. She's about ready to donate the rest of her stuff. So I was able to go in and pick some of her best items. I didn't take any leggings. I didn't take any of the tops, the Carly tops or the shirts or the dresses or the plain things like that, because they're the things that are just not selling. The market in the bottom is tanked on those. Even if they're new, even if the patterns are great, you're not going to get more than 20, 25 bucks and they're going to sit there forever. So that being said, I went in and I got a lot of her dresses and cardigans, open cardigans. They're called from the collection called the Elegant Collection. The Elegant Collection was this capsule collection that came out last year for the holidays. It was considered LuLaRoe's high end. So their dresses were over $100 retail and they were selling out very quickly. So what I did was I purchased 25 of her dresses, and a lot of them in bigger sizes, all the ones that retail for over $100 a piece. Right now they're selling from $50 to $75 a piece. I paid $6 each. So
first of all, Dana says she's going there today. So
yes,
she's whooping it up.
And I told Dana what things to buy that I didn't buy. So
the consensus is that everybody's saying that we're never too long and that they would stay here all day. Although Gary Barry's mom says my family has to wait for dinner until you're through. So Gary's very happy when you hurry. That's one person. Tell Carrie she's got to wait for her dinner. Yeah. So.
So I picked up some of the higher end Sarahs, and some dresses and things like that. So it's just a brand. It's a style of
Sarah
LuLaRoe. So I was just going to show a couple of the highlights. So the Elegant Collection is basically this glittery, sparkly stuff. So this is
very loungy.
Yeah, it's not my style, but clearly other people like it because it sells well. So I paid $6. I'll sell it for $60. That particular one. Bigger sizes do even better. The Sarah is the open cardigan. It's basically an open front long cardigan. This is a silvery one.
Almost like a robe.
Yeah, it's like a robe. So this is going to sell, I'm going to sell this for about 75, 80 bucks. And then this is a line that came out with just the exclusive, the Elegant collection. It's called the Deanne. And it's just a really long dress with like a wrap front and a glittery bottom with like pleats. And it's like a long full length dress. So anyway, I got a bunch of those and paid $6 an item. I just, you know, told her what I was willing to pay, and she had a liquidator that wants to pay her $2 an item. So $6 is better than nothing.
Yeah.
So I just grabbed, I'm a little bit limited, not in the amount that I wanted to invest, but I was limited in the amount of LuLaRoe inventory I want to carry in general. It's just not something I want to focus on. So I just grabbed some of my expensive stuff.
Well, and it's just nice, you know, used stuff does sell during fourth quarter, especially if you sell like a lot of vintage stuff like we do. And like I do a lot of vintage streetwear and stuff like that. But it's always nice to have like a mix of like new with tags items. So even though you're not like really into like sourcing LuLaRoe, it's nice to have to kind of an infusion of new with tags. And now Dana gets to go, and she's gonna.
And this is some holiday stuff. And again, I think Dana will cherry pick as well. There are certain things that I didn't grab that she should grab. And you know, $5, $6 a piece, and they're going to sell for 50 or 60. Now, not all of them will. I mean, I may go as low as 30 or 40 on some of these items, and I'm okay with that because I have so little invested that I'm good with that. So
yeah, for sure.
That's those. I don't have a lot of clothes to show, so I'm just going to do 2 more things, which are clothing items that I purchased.
Yeah.
This is a really cool vintage bark cloth Hawaiian dress that I picked up.
Awesome.
Now I love vintage. I love bark cloth. I love vintage everything. What is nice about this is, so I paid like $9 for it. What's nice about it is that it's not a big muumuu. It's not a shapeless dress. It's a Hawaiian dress that actually has a shape. It has an empire waist, and it's a pretty pattern, and it's actually a bigger size. It's tagged as a size 16, which is, you know, vintage 60s size 16, which is probably like a 10 or a 12 in you know, modern day sizing. So I will sell that for about 70 bucks.
That's awesome.
And then
I feel like it could go for more. Do you remember that? Do you remember? So we did a video where we sourced.
Some do, but this actually has a couple spots on it. So
okay. When we did a sourcing video during open, and we were out with Brenda and Jerry and Alexis and stuff, Brenda found it was like a muumuu, but it was like an interesting one.
Yeah, it had ruffles and it had a waterfall back.
Yeah, and she sold that like last week or the week before for $69.99. It was pretty awesome. I think that was even more, like, I think at the time she said, oh, 50 or 60. So the fact
Wicked Vintage, Sandra asked, how can you tell what is bark cloth? Bark cloth is not labeled. Bark cloth is cotton.
Yeah, you can
it's
feel
the way something feels. It's kind of hard to describe.
It's kind of rough, actually.
It has a rough feel to it. It's textured and it's thick. And it's really cotton. I mean, early versions of bark cloth were made out of wood and pulp, and that's where it came from. But it's technically it's cotton.
It feels kind of canvasy, like it's like that thick kind of rough feel to it. So it's usually heavier. It's not, you know, like most Hawaiian, like a Hawaiian shirt, like a lot of them are like silk or whatever, and they're real thin and flowy. Well, the bark cloth is going to be really heavy and thick and like
stiff,
and it's going to be kind of rough.
Yeah. So I mean, it's kind of hard to describe it. And it's easier if you feel it, and I can show you how it feels.
So if you can ever find a Hawaiian shirt that feels really stiff and scratchy, and then it actually has a content tag that says cotton, then you're going to know that it's probably bark cloth.
And I don't know if you can see it up close or not. I'll try to show it up to the camera. You can kind of see the texture.
Yeah, you can see that.
So
you can totally see that.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Pam just super chatted $4. She said pirate ship. I saved $4 last time I used them. Thank you. So for that, Pam, you get a super chat. She super chat. I went really high on that one. But yeah, pirate ship is awesome. So if you're not using pirate ship for their simple export rate on any of your international first class stuff, you're crazy, because you'll save tons of money. Or using it for cubic priority shipping for domestic packages. Again, prices, I don't know if you guys have seen like all the stuff that's been coming out about the postal service prices and how they're going up quite a bit at the beginning of the year. If you don't
they're going up an average of 8 to 9%.
Yeah. So what that's actually going to come out to, like once we go get our, discounts and stuff, we're not exactly sure like the exact numbers yet, but it's a really good reason to really getting your shipping dialed in and knowing how you can save the most money by using things like cubic priority, using things like simple export rate on pirate ship to your international. Because I'm going to bet you're probably overpaying for shipping in places that you don't need to be. And so you need to kind of like figure that out.
Figure out where you can cut it back when you can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
absolutely. That's really the best thing. Cheryl had said she's looking for a pair of something about leggings up further back if you feel. But anyway, yeah, message Dana because Dana's going to check out the balance of what she has. She has a ton of leggings left.
Mm-hmm.
I don't wear them. It's not my style. I don't like them. I don't wear patterned things like that. So I didn't look at the leggings. She gave me all her kids' leggings because I give them to my nieces. So Binky,
yeah, so House of Rocks, Dana's the one. Dana, I'm sure you're listening, so you're there right now. Leggings. Apparently there's a need for leggings.
Some solid leggings. Yeah. So my niece is going to get more of the LuLaRoe leggings. I got them some last year. So
Stacy wants to know, is it only Hawaiian that's bark cloth? That's all she's ever seen.
Honestly, that's all I've ever seen is like Hawaiian and Hawaiian inspired, vintage 60s, 70s, that type of thing. Shirts, dresses, and like fabric, like pattern,
yeah, because what was that, a blanket?
Blankets and curtains and things like that. So you may be right. I don't think I've ever seen anything that wasn't Hawaiian that was in bark cloth. So I'm not sure.
Yeah. All right. Is it my turn?
I'm going to do one more
okay,
clothing item.
One more. Okay.
This is just one of those like Bolo brands, if you can get it cheap enough. This I paid up a little bit for. I paid about $10 for it, but they're called Storybook Knits. I know that some of the girls in this chat will recognize this brand. It's a QVC and other type of brand that they make sweaters basically. And the sweaters are very thick, very high quality, but they're usually super embellished. Like this one is like this big, huge fall cardigan thing. And they usually have something to do with, they call it Storybook Knits. It usually has something to do with a nursery rhyme or some type of children's story. So if you want to do a little research and figure out what the name of this sweater is. I haven't done that yet, but it's this big, overly embellished kind of like old lady sweaters. That's what I call them. So I paid about $10 for this. I'm definitely going to sell it for like 60, 70, maybe more. It's a big one.
Yeah.
So
can you move that light that way, like a foot? Because I usually have it moved over, but it reflects in that middle thing and it's kind of obnoxious.
Your turn.
Anyway, so some of you guys were talking about having free shipping. Oh, you got to go out like a foot.
I have stuff here, honey.
There.
That's as good as it's going.
Huh?
I have stuff over there.
Okay. Anyway, so some people are talking about like having free shipping and not having free shipping anymore with the prices going up. Listen, it shouldn't make any difference because free shipping is not really free. You build it into your price. So it's not going to matter. Like anybody who charges for shipping or has free shipping, either way, you're buying shipping, you're paying for shipping. It's just how you're charging for it. The thing is when you have something listed with free shipping, it's getting shown to more buyers. You have more potential sales. So if you're selling stuff that's like first class shipping, padded flat rate, like some of that stuff that's a little bit lighter, I really would say don't jump out of doing free shipping just because the prices are going up a little bit. You might have to adjust your prices a little bit, but also like we're saying, fine tune your shipping policies and what you're using and whether or not you're taking advantage of cubic priority rates, whether or not you're doing things like simple export rate and doing your own international shipping. There's lots of ways that you can save money in other places and still do free shipping and still have access to all those buyers. Because seriously, there are a lot of buyers who check the little box that says free shipping. And the second they do that, your listings disappear. They don't even exist. They never see them. And so I just don't think it's worth it to do that unless you're selling stuff that's really heavy and you don't want to be doing free shipping. I get that. You don't want to build in $50 into your price for shipping. I totally understand. But anyway, yeah, so Teresa says, I have free shipping on all 4,000 listings. I'm considering increasing the price by 8% on all items to cover the increased cost.
I am probably going to do that. I'm probably going to split the difference and increase everything by about 5%.
Yeah. Which really, I mean, that's even like, that might even be overkill because you're increasing, like Teresa, she's increasing her price by 8% to make up for 8% increase in shipping, but you're increasing the total price. Like that's actually too much. If you just increased your prices by 2%, it would probably be more than enough to cover it, depending on what your prices are. Ruth wants to know, what about free returns?
Bless you. Thanks. I'm sneezing.
Yeah, Ruth wants to know about free returns. I'm still going to do free returns. I haven't had any issue personally with free returns, but I do sell all men's clothing. Men tend not to return as much stuff, so I'm not really worried about it. And every time I do get something returned, I end up reselling it again later at a higher price. So,
Mine have definitely slowed down, I have to say. So when I started everything with free returns back in April, it was an immediate rush in free returns. And I was like, holy crap, if this is what it's going to be like, I cannot maintain this speed. So it was very overwhelming for a while. But what I have done is I've been being a little bit more selective. I don't do free returns on my heavier items, and I don't do free returns on my real expensive items. I'm always going to offer somebody a return if they want to return something, but I'm just not making it an automatic easy return right now on everything. Yeah. And I'm definitely not doing it on the heavier items. If I'm not doing free shipping, or even if I'm selling something that cost me $30 to ship to you, I am not going to make it that easy for you to send it back for free, because returns are automated now. So if you're getting any returns and you're seeing that they're accepting them automatically when you do free returns, I don't want that option. I want the option to be able to work it out with my buyer, or figure out whose responsibility it is to pay to ship something back when it's a heavier, more expensive thing. So I'm just not doing it on everything.
I get it. And you can pick and choose what stuff's going to be like that.
Yeah. And it doesn't affect anything other than you will not receive your 10% top rated plus discount on that particular final value fee on that item if you're not offering free returns. It's not that you're going to lose it on everything, as long as the majority of your things.
And Lori wants to know, does your whole store have to be free returns in order to get top rated plus satisfaction?
What I just said.
So no, you don't.
I was just talking about that as you were reading it out loud. That was what I was saying. You can pick and choose.
Yes.
And the items that you do not offer free returns on, you will not have your 10% top rated plus final value fee discount only on those items. So you'll get it on everything else.
Yep. All right. So I'm going to show you the stuff that I found on Thursday, and then I'll show you the stuff that I found when I went back out yesterday, but we'll go back and forth. Let me show you a few things I found. I actually got 2 of these. I just thought they were cool. It'll be interesting to see like how well they'll sell. I did see not this exact same jacket, but I saw similar types of jackets that have sold for decent amounts. So we'll see. But it's a varsity jacket, and it's for National Cheerleaders Association. And it's like a faux leather sleeves, like a wool blend. And then the back is fully embroidered, and it says National Champion. So it's a cool jacket. Now cheerleading, obviously.
I wasn't a national champion, but I was a New England champion. I was a cheerleader.
Exactly.
For a long time.
Now, obviously cheerleading is very female centric. This is a men's jacket, men's style jacket. But I don't know. I just listed it today. I have 2 of them, the identical, and I just listed it today.
There are lots of male cheerleaders, especially on the college level, and professional cheerleading. You need men.
Well, and there's lots of women who wear this, who want to wear like just I don't even know, do they make like traditional Letterman jacket, varsity jackets that are like women's like cuts?
I don't think so.
Not really. So it's like when you're in high school or college, it's like you wear the same type of jacket. Anyway, so I got 2 of them. I just listed today. I think I'm hoping to get like $60 for them. I don't know. We'll see. It's got lots of embroidery. I like this kind of stuff. Oh, Dana wants to know, when my store subscription is up for the year, do I have to do anything, or will it just auto renew for another year? I think it just auto renews.
It auto renews.
I've never had to do anything.
Phil Dunphy was a cheerleader. Modern Family. You don't watch that show? No, I haven't watched it in a few years, but I've
watched it, but I haven't watched it in a while. Okay, so this next one, I love this kind of stuff, you guys. I just love it. It's not going to sell for big money. It's like, I think I listed it. I'm hoping to get like.
You buy stuff that you like.
Right. I buy stuff that I like when it comes to t-shirts and stuff like that and sweatshirts. It's not like this. I hope I'll sell for $35. And I know some of you are probably, if you have lower average sale prices, like that sounds great. But for me, that's like, it's not like I'm selling this for 100, but I think it's awesome. It says it's Arizona Raft Adventures from Flagstaff, Arizona. It's like this cool vintage, like 80s.
Totally 80s.
And it's not even, it's interesting because it's not like a fleece sweatshirt. It's like t-shirt material, sort of. It's not even t-shirt material.
It's like a cottony canvas.
Yeah, it's like a cottony canvas. So it's kind of thin. But I think it is dope. I love this kind of stuff. Like, look how cool it is. Anyway, let's do it for $35. Made in the US. I've actually never seen this particular brand, Long John, but in the 80s, there was like a bazillion different brands that did t-shirts and sweatshirts. So you're not going to see all the ones. Anyway, oh yeah, I know that one too. Rah rah ree, kick him in the knee. Rah rah ras, kick him in the other knee. Remember that?
No,
You never heard that?
I didn't do those cheers.
That wasn't like an official.
I still found my I have my cheerleading jacket still and my cheerleading uniform. Not that I think I could fit my uniform on my calf maybe. I found my uniforms this week when we were moving stuff.
Hold up, wait a minute, you ain't got no boom in it. And then there's UGLY, you ain't got no alibi, you ugly. Woo woo, you ugly. Woo woo.
We didn't do the woo woo.
That's the way you're supposed to do it, man. And then there's B, aggressive. B, aggressive. BEAGGRESSIVE, aggressive. See, now I wasn't a cheerleader, but I played all the sports, so I knew all those cheers and stuff like that. My sister was a cheerleader in 8th grade. I think we have some pictures of her in her little cheerleading outfits. Okay. All right. So, okay. All right. So we're gonna get into a little bit of a lesson here, guys. I'm gonna lay down some knowledge. Knowledge. Okay, we're gonna talk knowledge here. Because okay, so there's this brand called Derby of San Francisco. And I actually have 2 different jackets I need to show you. One of them is Derby, the other one's not, but there's a reason. So just try and follow along with me here. So Derby of San Francisco is a brand that started in San Francisco. Wow. It was a workwear brand in the 60s is when it started, but in
kind of like a Dickies type of thing, like
sort of like a Dickies. So it started in the 60s in San Francisco, and then in the 70s and 80s, it became like very much like a hip hop streetwear brand.
Okay.
So they have these jackets. When you find now, I believe Derby went away for like a good 10, 15 years sometime in the 90s, and then they came back again. But the old school 70s and 80s like jackets, they will sell for upwards of $150, $160, $170. Swear to God. And now this particular one right here is not a Derby brand. I have this other jacket that's a Derby brand, but this is the style. This is what it looks like. It's like looks exactly the same, just a different brand. Okay, so it's like, it looks like this. It's like kind of looks like a bomber jacket, sort of.
Can't hear you because you're covering your face.
Sorry, it's kind of like this. Notice that
it's like a workwear jacket.
See how the stitching goes across like this. See how it's like that instead of being up at the shoulder. It's like this stitching across here. This is exactly how the Derby ones are constructed. And if you go look up Derby of San Francisco on eBay, sort by solds, highest to lowest, you'll see jackets that look exactly identical to this, selling for $150, $160. Okay, so you do not want to pass these up when they are made by Derby of San Francisco. This particular one is actually called, it says the original Varsity by Catalina. So it's not the same brand, but these ones also, it's from the same era.
These ones.
Yeah, these ones. Do we have to do this every single time? Because I'm going to keep saying it. So you just shut your mouth. Anyway, the Derby ones are very similar, kind of like gold lining. It looks really cool. This particular jacket, this brand, it still sells well, but it'll sell more for like $80 as opposed to $150, $160. Okay, so you still want to be on the lookout for this Varsity Catalina. I don't see these as much. But Derby, so this is the old, this is probably like 70s label right here. What it looks like. The ones from the 80s actually have, like, you'll see the Golden Gate Bridge in them. Derby of San Francisco. So again, go look it up on eBay, because the ones that are that style, but with the Derby thing, it's going to be $150, $160, $170. This is a different style. This is like almost kind of like a peacoat, kind of like a wool
with the faux fur. That's so 70s.
Yeah, this is 70s, and it's got like
if that were beige with brown faux fur, it would be.
And it's super, super soft. I still think I can probably. I mean, there's not a lot of comps for this exact one, or there's no comps for this exact one, and it's not like the other style. Mm-hmm. But I should still be able to get a minimum of like $100 for this. But again, Derby of San Francisco. Go school yourself, because you've probably seen one before and just didn't know it. In the time that I've been doing this for the last 3 years, I've probably found, I think, 3 of them. So they are out there.
I have never found that brand, or if I have, I didn't know about it.
They sell for a lot. Like if you go on Worth Point, there was one that sold like a few years ago for like $300. And it's just, again, that same style.
I would probably get it because it's vintage. So I don't think I've found it.
It's just They sell really, really well. But like I said, 70s, 80s, hip hop, streetwear. That's why they're so popular, because they were really big back then.
Woohoo!
Anyway, so go ahead. You can go now.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to stand up because almost the rest of my crap, I mean, fantastic finds, are big. So here's the thing. Well, this one's small. I can do this one. So one of the nice things, our friend Derek let us move a bunch of our Halloween decorations, we talked about this the other day, into his garage so that we had more storage in our garage for our actual sales items. In doing so, I did get a couple of handouts from Derek when we were helping him clean his garage of some things that I'll actually sell. One of them being this big old kit of Littlest Pet Shop.
They're cute.
Guys. But these are the early ones, okay? Because his daughter is almost, she's 19.
She's 19.
She's almost 20. So these were hers when she was little. So these are the OG Littlest Pet Shops. I truly do not know what to look for as far as which ones are the more popular ones. I don't know. I'm also not selling them one at a time. I know that some of them can go for 20, 30 bucks individually. I'm basically going to be selling them by lots of cats, lots of dogs, lots of birds, that kind of thing. I think it has something to do with what their eyes look like. Some of them have stars in their eyes. Some of them have like diamonds in their eyes. I don't know. I don't know what they're supposed to look like.
Clark West Trading says, what happened? You went away. You might want to like refresh. Somebody type in there and tell them to refresh their computer, because it looks like it's still going fine. I think we're okay.
Some of them have like flocking on them. I don't know. So if we have a Littlest Pet Shop Pro that wants to tell me what I should be looking for, please do. Because when I look them up, obviously there's thousands and thousands, and I really can't tell what's worth what. But they're really cute little suckers.
Rope and Reseller says the cats and dogs do best individually.
Yeah, but I'm not all about selling anything for less than 20 bucks individually.
Yeah.
So that's just too much work for not enough money for me. So honestly, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Unless I have something that's worth like 50 bucks by itself or 30 bucks by itself. Yeah, maybe then. But yeah, I mean, cute little dudes.
But that's just like, you can just go and do again, look at solds.
It's
filter by highest, and then just see if you have like the ones that are like the big deal.
You can, but it's not individuals, so you're going to find lots, which is kind of a pain in the butt. I already tried to do that a little bit. So, whatever. They're cute. I think they're really cute, but they were free. So, I think I can probably get a couple of $100 out of them, whether I do it by a lot or do it in individual lots, because I know that they're the older ones. So that's one. And then the other thing that I got for free, and I love appliances.
This is what happens when your friends know that you're a reseller.
They give you their stuff.
Sometimes they drive you crazy and they want you to like help them resell it, and then you're like, oh, I don't want to. But sometimes they give you cool stuff that's actually worth money and worth your time to sell.
Right. So this particular Black & Decker coffee pot, it was used like once. It doesn't even look like it was used.
Yeah, I think they got it and Amber hated it immediately, and so they just boxed it right back up.
So this sells for over $100, and I'm gonna I'll go for it. Oh, I think I have a couple Dotsons Rope and Reseller. I'm gonna have to look. Popular Littlest Pet Shop things. Maybe all right, maybe I'll do it. So how do I ship this? This is gonna ship just the way it is. I'll put it in another box and slap a label on it and send it on out. It's got all the original packaging inside, so.
And you'll probably send that FedEx, right?
Yeah, FedEx ground. It's heavy.
Yeah.
So there's that. You can go now if you want.
Okay. So Christiane says, a tip for searching solds: if you put a hyphen in front of a word you don't want to find in your search terms, you can narrow some, like LPS dog - lot, basically. And that will take out like minus lot, basically. It'll take it out, so that then you'll be able to. Yeah, Vikki is a pro shipper, which you didn't used to do your own shipping, and so you had to crash course.
No, that's not true. I actually did all of my own shipping and all of everything for the first several years that I was selling online, and then I went to my ex used to do all the shipping.
Yeah. Okay, so I have one more thing that I found on Thursday. So remember the Patagonia that I just sold for $130. Well, this one's not going to sell for as much, but check it out, guys. It's pretty much the same one. Now this one, so again, it's got the snap tee. Now this one does not say chinchilla on the tag, so I don't really know what the difference is, but it's the exact same thing. It's just a like a red one,
a variation of it.
A variation of it. This particular one is made in Jamaica, not in the U.S. So I haven't been able to do like
Probably newer then.
research. Well, yeah, it's probably a little bit newer, but it's still that vintage. So I mean, it could still be vintage because there's plenty. There's actually quite a bit because I do a lot of t-shirts. I've kind of gotten to see like a lot of stuff, and I've actually found t-shirts from the 80s that where the material was made in the U.S. and then it was assembled in Jamaica. So we've been apparently clothing companies have been using Jamaica since like the 80s at least to make some stuff. So I don't think it necessarily rules it out as like vintage because this is like the 90s style. So I'm not really entirely sure, but I'll do some research.
Teresa says to give some thumps up, not thumbs up, thumps up.
Hey, thump up those thumbs. Anyway, so this is a small. I'll probably list it. I might list it at like. I might start it at 100 and then it'll go on sale and stuff. And hopefully I'll get like 60 to 80 bucks, but we'll see. I was so excited to find another one of these. Okay. So then I hadn't found enough stuff on Thursday. I needed more to be able to list this next week. So I went out on Saturday afternoon yesterday and I went to 4 different Savers. 3 of them I had been to on Thursday. One of them I had not. And let me tell you, 2 of the ones that I went back to scored so much stuff. It was crazy. I was like, it's like what I say. They put out 8,000 to 10,000 new items every single day. I went 2 days later and found a bunch of really good stuff. So I'll start with this leather bomber jacket. Now these classic leather bomber jackets are always good. This one isn't like anything super special. It says Air Combat USA. It is vintage.
It does not even feel like it's been used or worn. It's like it's sat in someone's closet for 30 years.
Nope. I mean, there are certain brands that bring more money. This one isn't anything particularly special, but I should still be able to sell it. I think I'll still be able to sell it for like $100. I was watching an auction end earlier today, and I actually missed the ending of it. And at the time, it was only going for like $12 shipping. And it was only going for like $10. I'll look when you're showing your next thing. They had horrible pictures. You should never be auctioning something like this off because there's a million of them out there. And while they go for good prices, they're not going to inspire any kind of bidding war. So it's a huge mistake. It's how you end up selling things for too cheap. But this is like in brand new condition. Should be able to sell it for about $100. Found this in a store that I was at 2 days ago. So.
Fader faded. We did not end up going to the Silverton garage sale this weekend. We had too much stuff going on. So yeah, I missed it. I hope you guys found some good stuff. I know that our friend Johnny was going.
And he was saying that everything was overpriced.
It is in some cases. You got to know which booths to go to. I know some people. My friend Summer has a booth there that she does every, a couple times a year. She does a lot of vintage stuff, but it depends on what booths you go to. There are a couple booths that I always know to look for that I get good deals.
It depends.
When you're there early.
It depends on what booths you go to, but it also is one of those things where it's like you kind of need to know your stuff. Because the first thing I bought the last time we went was a t-shirt. I paid $20 or $25 for a t-shirt. And it was just, I think it was like it might've been a 49ers t-shirt, but it was like a vintage 80s ringer tee. And I was like, oh, $25 for a t-shirt. I don't know. But I'm like, I know I can sell it for good money. And I remember I sold it for like over $100.
Yeah.
So to a lot of resellers, if you're not ready to be spending like paying up for stuff, it can be hard.
It's not going to be pennies. It's definitely not garage sale pricing because a lot of the people that are there are vendors. So they do know.
They know better than just
they're making money, but there is still enough that if you know what you're looking for, there's enough margin there for you to make money too. So
like I bought like a couple of NASCAR jackets there and I paid $20 a piece for them. And then I sold them for $50 a piece. So it wasn't like a huge turnaround, but they were cool jackets and I made some money on them. I don't usually pay up that much, but I liked them and I wanted to get them. Anyway, now I got this Champion Pro Line kind of windbreaker jacket for the Carolina Panthers. I like the Champion stuff. The Champion stuff's pretty popular. This is probably like maybe late 90s, maybe early 2000s. Pretty close to being vintage. But I paid, it was $8.49, and I went yesterday, so I was using
20%.
I was using my 20% points, which the first place I went, I had 19 points, and she was like, "Holy moly!" I had 19 points
because we shop so much.
Because you get
a point for every
$100. Right. So you get a point sort of for every dollar you spend. And then when you get to 100, then you get like a point that goes towards a coupon. Yeah. So basically 19 means I spent $2,000 to get to that point pretty much.
And that's $2,000 in the last 60 days because they fall off.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, I'll show one more before I go to you. This is another thing you guys should always be looking out for. Adidas original stuff. So I don't buy a lot of like the newer Adidas jackets, even track jackets that have like the newer logo. But I always pick up Adidas originals if I can find them. So Adidas originals, I paid $15.99, so 20% off of that. You see this tag. This is like, some of them look a little bit different, but this is like are you biting me? This is like the basic Adidas originals tag. But hold on a second. Sue Idell, $5 super chat. What? What?
Really?
Super chat, super chat, super chatty. Yeah, you like that? I said super chatty. Yeah.
It's almost like Susu Studio right there.
Oh, there you go. Susu Studio.
And the Tropicana one Cheryl's correct. The Tropicana one, Fate or Faded, that's the one that has the bins attached to it. The hours are not the same as the store though, so you want to double check on that. Maybe call because it's not posted on their website, and their hours are a little bit different. They're not open every day, and they're not open the same hours as the store itself.
Yeah. All right. So again, Adidas originals. So this is one's really cool because it's like it has nylon sleeves, and then the body of it is more like what their track jackets typically are. It's got the trefoil here on the front. This one's really cool because the back has like the big trefoil, which is super, super popular. And then I haven't looked this particular jacket up yet because I haven't done pictures or anything for it yet, but it also says Adidas Ultra Star. So I don't know if that's a plus. I don't know if that adds value to it or not, but I'll have to look that up. But sweet jacket. All right. You want to go with some of your giant things?
Yeah, sure. I only have like 3 more things because I brought up some of the big stuff. But okay, so now this is something I always look at luggage. I know that sounds weird because it's big and bulky and expensive and hard to ship and all that crap. But this is one of those times when it has actually paid off for me. So this particular thing, and they must have had some clue that it was worth something because they priced it at $30. So I did get 25% off, but this is a brand that you want to look for when you're looking at luggage. Now this is just the rolling spinner, but Tumi, it's Tumi. Tumi is a very high-end luxury brand of luggage, and new, this probably retailed for about $700. It's nothing, personally, I don't think it's anything fantastic. It's not a heck of a lot better than other luggage lines. I've owned some in the past, but I paid, what, like $23 for it, $25 for it, and I'm still going to sell it for probably $200. It's an older one. It's definitely an older line, and there is a little bit of wear to it, but structurally it's in great condition. So $25 to $200 is well worth it for me. And the way I'm going to ship this, it's luggage, first of all, is I'm probably going to bag it in some way and then just slap a label on it. Because you don't have to worry about it being banged around, dented around. I'm not putting it in a box. I'm not going to, I'll find some type of large poly bag or like several poly bags that I'll tape together to make it work.
Binky, my sister, she hasn't watched in a while. She's like, what's this whole top chat thing with money? Here's the thing. It's actually really helpful we can usually keep up with all of the comments because we've got, I think the most we usually have is like 150 to 170 people in the chat. Right now we have 140. We can usually keep up with the comments, but some of like the bigger shows, like even like if you've ever watched like Rally Roots, they'll have like 300, 400, 500 people watching in the live. And then there's other YouTubers out there that aren't resellers that have like even more than that in their live chat. And it's like, you can't possibly like keep up with like what's going on.
Right.
And so with the super chat thing, there's like a little $sign under where you would type in what you're saying, and it just highlights that chat and it makes it stay up, depending on how much money they put into it, it makes it stay up longer. And so it stands out more. Now, our viewers, you guys, they just do like this silly thing because I dance, and basically they throw money at me to harass Vikki and like make her
dance, monkey dance.
Yeah, it's like,
sing, monkey, sing.
I'll dance for quarters, man.
Yeah, she doesn't care.
So whatever.
Super chat. It's basically it's just
another way to monetize.
It's a different way to monetize the show and things that we do here.
Rally Roots, they call it tips for tips, and so people will give them tips for tips.
Yep.
But it's just fun. I like to make it silly.
She likes to make it worth your while, I guess. I don't know. And it's something, so YouTube keeps 30% of whatever it is that you donate. Okay, so this is something else that I picked up. Now, I paid $3 for this. I bought it at Savers. It's open, and it's a vintage. It's 1994. It's made by Milton Bradley. It's these Power Gladiators. They're battle bots, but not battle bots, not that brand battle bots. Basically, I picked it up. I didn't even know if it was complete. It just had bunches of stuff in it, and I just bought it because it was vintage and it was only $3. I brought it home, opened it up. It is complete. It even has all the stickers in it that haven't been used. Set it all up. There are like none. There are a couple online that people are selling parts of, and then there's one that has recently sold that was sealed for like $180. So I put it up for a really high price, and I think it's going to sell fourth quarter, and I'm perfectly happy.
What'd you price it at?
I think I priced it at about 200 or so.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I didn't think it was going to be complete, but it is. So it's just one of those, if you see these, pick it up, because I don't know if it was something that was pulled off the market or it was a limited sale, because the fact that there are none online and I've never seen it before means that it certainly wasn't something that was made for, 10 years of
Christy, I've never even heard of that game. It's not really a game. They're radio
control
robots.
Yeah, remote control robots, and their parts are interchangeable and their heads pop off and you can make them fight. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Boys.
Probably
because their heads pop off.
And girls, because when I was a kid, if that was like you said, that was 95, 80. I think it was 95. If it would have been the 80s, I would have been all over it, because I was all over the
93. Sorry, 93.
Yeah, so I was too old for it at that point. But I was all about Transformers. That was like my thing.
Well, and that was probably around the same time as that, because 93 is not. Yeah, so
I was 14 in 93, so I wasn't playing the Transformers anymore. But
yeah, it's Milton Bradley, so it's not a dollar store brand. It's a major toy manufacturer.
Yeah.
So that was one. And then the other thing that I picked this up yesterday at the Savers. This is huge. It's heavy. It's going to be a pain in the neck. Yeah. So I do not always pick up stuff like this, but all right.
Check it out.
So
limited edition
Beatles rock band. It's complete. It has everything in it, including the packaging and all the stickers. Most of the stuff is unopened. It has been used. It is used.
Xbox 360.
I paid $20, and they're selling for $300 to $450 right now.
It's crazy. Well, the brand new ones sell for $450, and the thing with like a lot of video game stuff is it doesn't tend to depreciate very much. Yeah, I think you can sell that for like $300.
And there's not that many of them. How will I ship it? That's going to ship in the box exactly the way it is, because the box is already damaged. The box is already has wear on it. I'm not going to bother to try and cover the box. I will state in the listing that is shipping in the box. I'm going to tape the hell out of it, and it's going to get a FedEx label. It's going to go FedEx ground.
Yeah. Sandy wants to know where you found that. That was
Savers in Summerlin.
Yeah.
And they must have just put it out, because they priced it at $25, and there's no way that anybody else would have left it behind if they were a reseller.
No.
So Gasso said he read
my what? Wow.
There must be one further up.
Just wow. A trash bag would work, basically.
Yeah. Yep.
For things that aren't going to get damaged, are going to be able.
Yeah, a trash bag. Yeah, I'm gonna, like Sandy had said. I think Sandy said make sure that the wheels are covered. The wheels and the handle, I'll protect on the suitcase.
Yeah, for sure. Is it my turn?
Your turn. I've got nothing else.
Nothing else?
That's it. Like all I got. That's all I brought.
All right. I just got a couple more things. I was really stoked to find this. Check it out, guys. It does need to be, the collar needs to be washed. It's a little bit dingy here, but
it's fake shearling. You can throw that in the washing machine. Yeah,
this is a sweet Levi's with the faux shearling Sherpa lining. This is not vintage at all, but I paid, it was $15.99. I got 20% off of that. But these jackets are super popular right now. We're going into fourth quarter and colder season. So I should still be able to sell this for like $60, I would say. It's a smaller size. Yeah, it's a small, but I'll be able to sell it for $60. So I was stoked to be able to find that. Christine says, I want the jacket. She said it just like that too. She was like, I want the jacket.
That's how she typed it.
Yep, pretty much. With one fist in the air. Like that.
Ridiculous.
And then I got another. And now I haven't researched this. I would say this is Adidas Originals. I don't know. Like I said, no, I haven't researched it. It was $11.99, so I got 20% off of that. I haven't seen this particular tag, but it's this really cool red and white checked tag. On the back of it, it has Goodyear, so I'm guessing it's some sort of like racing jacket. Here's another thing about Adidas. You know, you can a lot of times you can see the date on it. So if you look at the tag down on the side, you can see it actually says 1002. So this is from 2002. So real close to being vintage, 16 years old. But I just think that's a really cool. It's got like a cute little trefoil right here.
Allison says I should sell a rock band on Macari. That would mean I'd have to create a Macari account to sell something. Maybe.
Actually, you could almost even get it the full price, but I would post it locally as well at the same time for $300 because
maybe I'm going to charge shipping on it.
I'm just saying
I'm not doing free shipping on that.
No, but I'm just saying, like really shipping. When it comes to stuff like that, like especially like gaming systems or stuff like that, like it holds its value really well. But I love this tag. I think that's super cool. I have, like I said, I haven't done research, but it's got to be some sort of racing jacket. And I love it. I love it. Teresa says, Goodyear fun fact for me. I've piloted the Goodyear blimp.
Well, Goodyear fun fact from us, our friend Johnny Rocks, who wrote our No Pants Friday song. His father is the pilot for the Goodyear blimp. He's retired now, but he was the pilot for like 30-something years in California. So
crazy. Anyway, I'm excited. I like this jacket. I think it's really cool. Okay, I just got two more things here. This one, I just got this stuff yesterday, so I have not researched this either, but I think they underpriced this a bit. This is a jersey. It's a Team Nike Cooperstown collection. Now this Nike tag, this particular one, I'm sure you guys have seen it before. This is not vintage, but it's like early 2000s. So like I've shown you like different Nike tags and stuff like that. So this is older. It's probably like a good 15 years old. But this is like Cooperstown, Red Sox.
Oh, it's Red Sox?
Yep. And
Carlton Fisk.
And it has
Look at me with the sportsing knowledge.
No, sorry, not Red Sox. White Sox.
White Sox.
Chicago White Sox.
Look, I got all excited for a second.
Carlton Fisk. It's got like a really
I still had the name right.
You did. And it's the back. So I have no idea what the value is on this.
I think it was Red Sox.
This is a really cool sewn jersey, but it's cotton. It's kind of like a throwback thing. So I'm going to have to do some research, but they only had it. It's $6.99. Like I don't know. No idea what the value is on this. No clue. But maybe you guys can give me some. Yeah,
I'll know in 2 seconds.
Of course.
So Stacy asked for the rock band, would you just put the label right on the box, not cover it up? Yes. In this case, I would put it right on the box. And I'm going to put that right in the listing that it's going to ship in its own box. Label's going to go right on the box. I may put it in, in a plastic mailer instead of sticking it on there so that if someone wants to peel it off for gift reasons or whatever, because it's used, because the box already has some damage to it. It's not going to be a collector that's going to be buying it. I wouldn't do that if it were in collectible condition, but it's not. So I'm not going to incur or have the buyer incur a greater cost by trying to find a ridiculously huge box. That box is more than sufficient.
Yeah. Coral caught us live from Australia. What's up in Australia? What time is it over there right now? Big Drifter says that I have a Katie. I have.
You do have a Macari.
Yeah, because that's how I bought stuff from.
The fees are lower. All right, I may look into that.
We'll look into it, guys. Anyway, yeah, and shipping costs are cheaper around there too, I'm assuming. Anyway, so yeah, if anybody wants to give me feedback, it's not missing a button. It's just not all buttoned up. But if anyone out there is sportsy and wants to have something to say about this particular cloth,
something that you or I have definitely came from a house that has cats, because my throat is closing up as we speak.
Sorry, I only have one more.
It's got to be the clothes because they're right next to my face.
Probably. I only have one more thing to show, guys. Now,
another reason why I hate cats.
Okay, this is my favorite. This shows you again like how I buy and sell the stuff that I like to sell, because this is my favorite thing I found yesterday, even though it's not the thing that's going to sell for the most. But when I saw this, it made me so happy. It made me so happy.
Silly.
First of all, it is a 90s Champion. It's not a reverse weave, but it's Champion, made in the USA. So it's got, you got your little thing right here that people like to see on the sleeve there. But check it out, guys. Check it out. This is going to bring you back. Shoot out 7-Up the Uncola. How cool is this sweatshirt? How cool is this sweatshirt? I love it.
It's 8:30 a.m. tomorrow. She's coming to us from the future.
She's coming from the future. What's going to happen? Are we still alive tomorrow?
Kathy said, my husband said he walked past one of those Rock Band sets at a garage sale. Not all of them are worth a ton. This particular one, the Beatles limited edition, there are a few that have value. The basic Rock Band sets, meh, they're not worth a ton, and they're a dime a dozen, and it's big and bulky and not usually worth shipping to make that 10 or 20 bucks.
But you can look those up. You can look those up and see what they're going to be worth. It's really cool. If you look up the Beatles one, you'll see it's got like the really cool old school looking guitar, and it's really, really neat. Yeah. I just have to make sure that it has all the stickers and things in it. I think it does because they're not on the actual items, so it's cool. Thrifty Christy just did a $2.33 super chat and says, "You girls are so lovely and informative." And then there's an adorable tiny little jack-o'-lantern and a ghost. Because it's almost Halloween. Yeah, when you bust out your little Frankenstein there. He's so cute. Anyway, I love this sweatshirt. I love this sweatshirt. You're so funny. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all we got. Oh, but wait, for the super chat, I didn't even do a super chat. You got to do a super chat. I've done the regular, when we just sing it to Frankenstein. Yes. Frankie, you're so cute and squishy, and I'm gonna sing to you a super chat song all the way from Thrifty Christy and her friends, who are your friends too, because you're friends with a ghost and a jack-o'-lantern. Super chat, super chat, super chat. Okay. This is my life all day, every day. She makes up songs like this around the house all the time. It's like living with a 6-year-old. Does anybody have any kids that actually did that for like years when they were younger? Because I know mine did. I always did. Mine went through a phase where she sang everything, and then there was the other phase where she was a dog, so all she would do was bark all the time and crawl around on all fours. So yeah, I remember in high school we were reading the Iliad, and my friends and I were reading it to each other out loud in song. That was really fun. And when I was a kid, I still do it. Actually, I do still do it, but I did it even worse when I was a kid. When I eat, I'd like hum and like bounce around and stuff if it's really good. And when I was a kid, I would do it so much that sometimes I'd make myself sick to my stomach because I'm like eating food, but I'm like bouncing around and like humming. So you're a weirdo. Pretty much. Teresa says #geek. I'm really excited because she thrifted a coffee mug that ended up not being worth selling. And yeah, they sell for like 10 bucks. What does it say? It's like nerd. What does it say? Nerds rule. Yeah, it says nerds rule. So I really like that. So now I get to keep the nerds rule mug because she's kind of a nerd. Actually, she's more of a nerd than a geek. There is apparently a differentiation. I would say I'm both. I'd say I dabble in both sides. But you don't like fully immerse in either culture. Yeah, I'm not. It's like I'm not like full on. Like I'm not going. Like I like Star Trek, but I'm not going to go to the conventions dressed as a Star Trek character. But I also like Star Wars and like comic books, and I love movies. But then I also like literally have like a little trophy from when I went to the Pentagames, which is like it's like I was a mathlete, you guys. I was a mathlete. I got a trophy. Well, I don't know if they are interchangeable, Teresa. My geek friends beg to differ. Well, no, that's what I was just saying. They are different. So to me, geek and nerd are not interchangeable. To me, those that differentiate. My friend Chris is a geek, and he will tell you that he is a geek. And geeks and nerds are two different things. Well, I'm explaining right now what they are. So a geek, it's more in my mind, it's more about pop culture and being like really into, like I said, like comics and movies and books and lots of pop culture type stuff. So Game of Thrones and Walking Dead but like being super immersed in it and being all about like that kind of and having like a high level of knowledge within that world. Nerds tend to be more about like math and science and stuff like that, and being like super smart and nerdy about it. Computers and everything like that. Now those two cultures, a lot of people are in both, or they overlap?
Oh,
or
see,
one's
I
one,
think
one's the other?
3 times in a row, downtown Julie Brown, the stars have aligned.
What?
Either that or she's really likes us this week.
Yeah, Debbie Porter says Walking Dead super geek here. You know, it bums me out because we just watched all of the 8th season because it's on Netflix. So it came on Netflix like recently. So we're caught up to that, but we don't have cable, and we haven't gotten around to like trying to download the 9th season. So
no 9th season yet.
no. Yeah. Yeah. See, Waste Not, Want Not. Yeah, you could be like you might be a book nerd. So I could say that could be very. That could be very
I'm kind of a
possible.
book nerd.
Yeah.
I was a nerd. I was all about getting straight A's and reading a lot, and I still read a lot. So I was a nerd.
Nerd. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming to watch. We still got 140 people watching with us. We're an hour and a half into the show. So we're going to wrap it up. But I only see 71 thumbs up and no thumbs down. I feel like you 140 out there got to have some sort of opinion. If I drove you absolutely crazy and I annoyed you, go ahead, give me a thumbs down if you got to. I'll cry about it. But you know what? Feedback's good for the soul, because basically what I'm going to do with that feedback is I'm going to take it and I'm going to hook it out the window and I'm going to keep doing what I do every day. And you're not going to stop me. And if you like that, you give it a thumbs up. If you don't want to give it,
really, geez, you're loud and angry. Dial it back a notch.
Listen, if you like that, you're going to give me a thumbs up. And if you don't like it, you can shut your stupid faces. Okay.
Shut your stupid faces.
Shut your stupid face hole.
We were at about 155 to 160 live at one point, and we have 81 thumbs up. So that's about 50% of the people leaving some feedback. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Or as Lorna says, the beautiful people, the beautiful people. Something like that.
And yes, Teresa is definitely numbers geek, and that would be why that's her handle on the Instagrams.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming to watch. So Wednesday's show, the Boss Up and List live show, we are going to have the famous and infamous Teresa Cox. She's going to be on the show. We're going to be talking about stuff that's going on with eBay. We'll probably do a little bit of the whole payments management, whatever program is going on.
Get an update on that.
Get an update on how it's going, because she's been super involved in that. And just talk all things eBay and reselling and blah, 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 blah. It should be a good show. It's always fun when Teresa comes on. So you should definitely join us for that at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern. And I don't know what time in Australia, if anybody wants to come hang out from Australia, but pretty early. And then we'll have, our Dope Pants Friday. We might be able to get a sourcing video in. I didn't make a sourcing video this week, you guys, because we didn't really do a lot of sourcing together. We only went to one place. So,
and I'm not going to be
sourcing. It's not as fun when it's both of us.
To be honest with you, I'm not going to be sourcing this week.
Okay, but we
have so much stuff I have to get listed, to the point where I actually have Dana coming to take photos twice this week, 2 days this week.
For sure. But we do have so your brother and sister-in-law and niece and nephew are coming to visit us next Saturday. So they're going to be in town. So I don't know if we'll get any stuff with them at all. Maybe not. I don't know.
Talk about geeks. Like, I love my brother and sister-in-law, and this is not being derogatory. They're total geeks and nerds.
Oh, yeah. They're my kind of people. And then right after that, we have other friends coming into town, Rachel, and they're definitely, I know Rachel wants to come sourcing with us.
Oh, she's going to be in a sourcing video for sure.
So there'll be some cool stuff coming up, you guys, but we really appreciate you coming and hanging out with us today. And Allison says, next time, dress like a guy, Katie. Hey, what's up with that girl dressing like a man?
I don't know.
I guess maybe I like it. I dress like a dude, and I liked it.
All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend. I hope you get to do some fun stuff. If you haven't, go out and do something nice today. And
Frankie says, boss up.